Good morning and welcome to WWDC. This is going to be truly a unique week, delivered unlike any that we've done before. Today, we're going to push each of our platforms forward in some exciting and breakthrough ways.
Good morning. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started with iOS. Our new release is iOS 14. Let me give you a quick peek. This is going to be amazing. The app library. It's a new space at the end of your home screen pages that automatically organizes all your apps. Next, let's turn to widgets. To start, they're more beautiful and data rich. So let's swipe over to Today View. They now come in a variety of sizes. I'm just going to tap and hold on the weather widget, and I can drag it out of Today View and onto my home screen. With the Smart Stack, I can easily swipe through widgets to pick just the one I want for the moment. We're also bringing Picture-in-Picture to iPhone. When I swipe to go home, the video automatically goes into Picture-in-Picture. Another iconic experience that's getting a major update is Siri. When you use Siri, your iPhone switches to this full screen UI. We've completely redesigned the Siri experience. Open Safari, Siri pops up at the bottom of the screen and instantly launches the app. To tell you more about how we're making Siri smarter than ever, I'll hand it off to Yael Garden.
This year, you can now ask Siri to send an audio message, and Siri will start recording. When communicating with someone in another language, Siri can help with translations. This year, we're expanding to support many new language pairs. We're introducing a new app called Translate. Best and easiest to use app for conversations. You can translate your text and voice between any combination of these 11 languages. Just tap on the microphone and say, "What are your store hours?"
¿Cuáles son las horas de su tienda?
You get back the text and audio right away.
Next up, Messages. We're introducing a new way to stay connected with your most important conversations, giving you new ways to express your identity with Memoji, and making big changes to how we communicate in groups.
We are introducing a new way to let you stay connected to your most important conversations by letting you pin them at the top of your list so you can always get to them. First, we're adding inline replies that let you reply directly to a specific message. You can view replies in the full conversation, or you can view them as their own thread so you can focus in on the specific topic. To make it even more clear who a message was meant for, we're introducing mentions. With mentions, you can just type someone's name to direct a message to them.
In iOS 14, we're adding things that will make it easier for people to find places they love and help them get to where they're going in ways that are better for the environment.
Maps helps you get there in a way that's better for the planet. With iOS 14, we're introducing great new features to help our users reduce their carbon footprint. And our first one is also our most requested. It's cycling. We're adding a dedicated cycling option to Maps, which allows users to ride their bike along bike lanes, paths, and roads. We'll even let you know if you have a steep passage coming up or if you'll need to carry your bike up the stairs. For environmentally conscious drivers, we're also introducing EV routing. Factor in things like elevation and weather to automatically add charging stops along your route. And Maps will know which type of charger works for your car, making sure to only route you to compatible stations. Adding congestion and green zones to Maps to easily see where they are, along with alternate routing options.
12 years ago, we revolutionized the industry with the launch of the App Store. So now it's time for us to extend the success of the App Store and make apps available and accessible in whole new ways. What if you could have the right app you needed at just the right moment?
Today, no matter what you want to do, there's an app for that. Look, a new coffee shop. There's an app clip for that. Looking for somewhere to eat nearby? App clip. Let's take it for a spin. Yup, app clip.
An app clip is a small part of an app. Everything about app clips is designed for speed. They start with this card, which quickly pops up, and with just a tap, you can launch the app clip. You don't need to enter credit card numbers because app clips can use Apple Pay for payments. You can take advantage of sign in with Apple. Developers will create app clips from a part of an app using Xcode and the full power of the SDK. And next up, iPadOS. Oh, hey, we made it. Which brings us to this year and our new release, iPadOS 14.
Let's take a look at some of the enhancements to iPadOS. The first thing that you'll notice are the same redesigned widgets that you saw in iOS 14. With just a tap of this button, I can reveal the sidebar. Music has been updated to take even better advantage of iPad's large screen. I can quickly jump between the new Listen Now and my playlists. I can bring up the brand new full screen player.
And of course, we're bringing this to iOS as well. We think our iPhone customers are going to love it. Today, search is a full screen experience, and sometimes you can lose track of your context. So we've redesigned search with a new compact design. We've rebuilt search from the ground up to be universal, becoming the single destination where you can start all of your searches. So those are some of our updates to the iPad experience. And of course, you get the new widgets and all the other great app enhancements from iOS 14. This year, we're bringing Scribble to iPad. So you can handwrite into any text field and it will automatically be converted to text. Next, let's talk about AirPods. Now, we're bringing even more magic to AirPods. To tell you all about it, here's Marianne Ionescu.
AirPods will now seamlessly move between your devices without you having to manually switch them. AirPods will magically switch over. And later, you start a video conference on your Mac. AirPods will automatically switch again. And if a phone call comes in, the audio in your AirPods will route right back to your phone. We also have an exciting new feature coming to AirPods Pro, spatial audio. Spatial audio for AirPods Pro will work with content encoded in 5.1, 7.1, and even Dolby Atmos.
Next, let's head to the Fitness Center to hear the latest on WatchOS from Kevin.
Thanks, Craig. Until today, an app could appear in only one spot at a time on a watch face. In watchOS 7, developers can enable multiple complications, making even more richly personal watch faces. And configuring watch faces has been redesigned so you can easily select which information you'd like to see. You can now build your rich complications with native SwiftUI. With watchOS 7, we're making it super easy to share watch faces, so you can discover a face that works perfectly for you. To do this, we're introducing face sharing. When you see a watch face you'd like, you just press Add Apple Watch Face. If the watch face uses some apps that you don't have yet, you'll be offered each one right here so you can easily get them if you like. One of the most requested features for Apple Watch, tracking your sleep.
We are offering Wind Down. It can help you get to bed on time by minimizing distractions and creating a personalized routine. In the evening ahead of your bedtime, your phone can display the wind down screen to help you transition mentally before you go to bed. It creates a calm lock screen experience and turns on Do Not Disturb for you. You can also set up shortcuts for simple things you may like to do to help you prepare for bed. These might include using your favorite meditation app or playing relaxing music.
In addition to sleep keeping you healthy, there's another preventative care item that's so important: hand washing. In watchOS 7, Apple Watch is the first watch to deliver automatic detection when you start washing your hands and sensing of how long you actually wash. During this, you'll get a little coaching to do a good job. You'll see a countdown along with haptics and sounds to make sure you wash as long as you're supposed to.
Now, let's talk about some big changes coming to macOS. So this year, we're leaving our process shrouded in mystery and taking you straight to the glorious destination. Our next release of macOS is macOS Big Sur.
We started with the simplest of elements, from the shape of a corner radius to refinements in buttons and controls. And we brought our unified language of symbols to the Mac, making them more consistent and easier to recognize. There's a new way to access system-level controls and a unified space for notifications and widgets.
Now, on the Mac, we love our ability to get directly at controls, like Wi-Fi or sound. And you can see that we've reworked these to be even more useful. We've brought Control Center to the Mac. All of my controls are here, and it's really easy to make adjustments. First, let's talk about messages. Now, this year, we're taking messages to the next level with a ton of great new features. We're introducing powerful search to help you find what you're looking for. We have a redesigned photo picker to make sharing photos and videos easier. And Memoji. You can now create and edit your Memoji right on your Mac. This year, we're building on Safari's amazing performance, elegant design, and pioneering privacy protections to deliver the biggest update to Safari since it was first introduced. So now users can click on the Privacy Report button in the toolbar when they visit a site to better understand how that site is treating their privacy. In addition to monitoring unwanted tracking, Safari now also securely monitors your saved passwords to ensure that they haven't been compromised in a data breach. We're adding support for the Web Extensions API so developers can easily bring over extensions that they built for other browsers. And we're building an all-new category in the Mac App Store to showcase Safari extensions so users can easily find them. We have a whole slew of new features this year, from a customizable start page to redesigned tabs that are more elegant and powerful, and native translation capabilities built right into Safari. But these changes are only the beginning. For years now, down deep below the surface, we've been working on something truly profound.
Because today is going to be a truly historic day for the Mac. Today, we're going to tell you about some really big changes, how we're going to take the Mac to a whole new level. And now it's time for a huge leap forward for the Mac, because today is the day we're announcing that the Mac is transitioning to our own Apple Silicon. To tell you more about Apple Silicon and how it will take Mac to the next level, I'd like to send you over to Johnny Saruji.
Welcome to our lab. Our team delivered 10 generations of increasingly complex and rich designs, always improving performance. In fact, CPU performance in the iPhone has improved by over 100 times, keeping the iPhone's performance ahead of every other phone in the industry. And now we're bringing all of that expertise and that same focused and disciplined approach to the Mac. So much better performance is reason enough to transition the Mac to Apple SoCs. But that's just part of the story. Our scalable architecture includes many custom technologies that, when integrated with our software, will bring even more innovation to the Mac. And our high-performance GPU is going to bring a whole new level of graphics performance to every Mac, making them even better for pro applications and really great for games.
Let's talk about the technologies that we've built into macOS Big Sur that will make the transition to Apple Silicon smooth and seamless for both consumers and developers. And I'm happy to say we have all of our own Apple apps, including our most demanding Pro apps, like Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro, up and running as native now, and they'll be ready for customers on day one. And there's even more to the story. We're doing some really important things to make this transition seamless for our users. Now, while we expect most developers will go native immediately, we want to make sure that users can run all of their apps on day one, even if some apps haven't yet been updated. macOS Big Sur will include a new version of Rosetta, Rosetta 2. Rosetta 2 automatically translates your existing Mac apps so they work on new Macs with Apple Silicon.
It truly is a historic day for the Mac. And for the customers, we expect to ship our first Mac with Apple Silicon by the end of this year, and we expect the transition to take about 2 years. We hope you've enjoyed this very special keynote.